Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Chembiosis. So in this lecture I am going to discuss about the conformational analysis of different types of substituted cyclohexane. So one of them is methyl cyclohexane and another is tert butyl cyclohexane. And in this lecture I am also going to talk about what is called 1,3 diaxial interaction. So in my last 2-3 lectures, I have discussed about every different aspects of cyclohexane molecule, and in those lectures, I have told you that this chair conformation is the most stable conformation of cyclohexane molecule, and there is another conformation that is called boat conformation or twisted boat conformation, which is having higher energy than the chair conformation. So most of the conformer that will be seen in cyclohexane molecule will be in chair form. Now if you see that this chair form can also get flipped, so this chair can be flipped from this number one configuration to number 2 configuration, and in that case you can see that there is an energy difference between this configuration and number 2 configuration, which is 7.6 kilojoule per mole. So what is the difference between these two structure? So if you see that the main difference is the position of that methyl group in that structure. So it is basically a single substituted cyclohexane where one of the hydrogen atom has been substituted by methyl group, so it is called methyl cyclohexane. So if you see that in number 1 configuration, the methyl group is at the axial position, okay, and after the ring flipping, now the methyl group is at the equatorial position. So that is the basic difference. So how the position of this methyl group basically dictates the stability of this methyl cyclohexane, that we are going to see in this lecture. So let's see. So now here you can see that this methyl group has 3 hydrogen atom. So you can see that there are basically if you just write like this, three hydrogen atom, okay, so if it has 3 hydrogen atom like this, so there is this hydrogen atom of the methyl group is very close to the hydrogen atom that is attached to it carbon number 3 and the hydrogen atom that is attached with carbon number 5. So this type of interaction is basically called 1,3 diaxial interaction or 1,5 diaxial interaction, because you can see that these 2 hydrogen atoms or these 2 hydrogen atoms are very close to each other. So that's why their electron clouds that is surrounding that hydrogen atom start to repel each other. So due to that repulsive force, this methyl cyclohexane, where the methyl groups is at the axial position, is having higher energy. However, after the ring flipping, what happened that this methyl group goes into the equatorial position, and in that equatorial position you can see that there is no 1,3 or 1,5 diaxial interaction. So if you see the space filling model of that methyl cyclohexane, so this is the space filling model. So you can see that this is the carbon atom and these are the hydrogen atom. As you can see, these are hydrogen atom. So this is where the methyl group is at the axial position, and this hydrogen atom is attached with carbon number C5 and carbon number C1, okay. Sorry, so this hydrogen atom is attached with carbon number C5 and this hydrogen atom is attached with carbon number C3. Now from the space filling model you can have an idea that how close these 2 hydrogen are. So there is a huge interaction between these 2 hydrogen and these 2 hydrogen. So this interaction is basically repulsive interaction. So that's why the energy of the molecule get increased. However, if the methyl group positioned at the equatorial position, so now this is the methyl group and these are the hydrogen atom. Now you can see that there are no such type of close proximity between any 2 hydrogen atoms. So that's why these types of 1,3 diaxial or 1,5 diaxial interaction is totally absent in this molecule. So that's why this equatorial substituted methyl group, so this equatorial, where the methyl group is situated at the equatorial position, is much more stable compared to this configuration, and the energy difference is 7.6 kilojoule per mole. Okay. Now there is another thing that I want to share with you, that in my earlier lecture where I have discussed about the Newman projection formula, where I have and also I have discussed about the configurational analysis of different types of molecule like butane. So in that lecture, I will give you the link of that lecture in this portion, in the right hand corner of this portion. So in that lecture, if you see, I have talked about the Gauch interaction, where there is an interaction between these two methyl group. I have told you that these two methyl groups getting very close to each other, so their electronic cloud get there is a repulsive interaction between the electron clouds of these two methyl groups, and that's why they are having high energy than the anti-conformers. So that's why Gauch conformer of butane is having high energy. But in this case, I will show you that this types of Gauch interaction is nothing but a type of 1,3 diaxial interaction. So let's see how it is. So you can see that this is the Gauch conformation. So these two methyl groups are at the very close proximity to each other. So now you can see that these two hydrogen atoms are very close to each other. So you can see that now there is a 1,3 type of diaxial interaction is occurring between these two hydrogen atom, which we previously called them as a Gauch interaction, but it is nothing but a type of 1,3 diaxial interaction. Now I will show you that these types of 1,3 diaxial interaction, if you draw the Newman projection formula or Newman projection drawing of the cyclohexane molecule, then you will see that these types of these types of 1,3 interaction is basically present in between these two hydrogen and in between these two hydrogen in cyclohexane, methyl substituted cyclohexane molecule. However, in butane, Gauch conformer of the butane, these types of 1,3 interaction, there is only single these types of 1,3 interaction. However, in case of axial methyl cyclohexane, these types of, there are basically two these types of 1,3 interactions are there. So this is one 1,3 interaction, and this is another 1,3 interaction. However, if this methyl group goes to the equatorial position, as you can see, this is the equatorial methyl cyclohexane, there is no such type of 1,3 diaxial interaction. Okay, so you can see that these are basically names only. Gauch interaction is nothing but a type of 1,3 diaxial interaction. Okay, so this is the thing, and I hope that you have understood it. And in the next slide, I am going to talk about the 1,3 diaxial interaction in tert butyl group. So tert butyl group is nothing but this group, sorry, this group is called tert butyl group. So you can see that these are all methyl group, and so this group is called the tert butyl group. Now previously I have told you that in methyl cyclohexane there is 1,3 diaxial interaction between this two hydrogen atom and methyl group. Now if you draw the structure of tert butyl cyclohexane, so this is the configuration where the tert butyl group is at the axial position, as you can see, and this is the configuration where the tert butyl group is at the equatorial position. So same scenario, instead of methyl group, we are showing the tert butyl group. Now you can see that these types of 1,3 diaxial interaction is much more severe in case of tert butyl group, because now the hydrogen atom that is attached with this methyl group is now much more close proximity to this hydrogen atom that is attached with C1 carbon, or the hydrogen atom that is attached with C3 carbon. Okay, so that's why this types of interaction is much more severe in case of tert butyl group, because the distance between these two hydrogen atom, that is the hydrogen atom attached with this carbon atom and this two hydrogen atom, is very close. So that's why this interaction is much more severe. So that's why the energy difference between the axial form and the equatorial form of that tert butyl cyclohexane is much more higher, that is 21 kilojoule per mole. However, one can ask that if this configuration is so much unstable, then is it possible that we couldn't see any tert butyl cyclohexane, only equatorial form of the tert butyl cyclohexane is there, not axial form? But the answer is no. Both axial as well as equatorial forms are available or present in the molecule. Because the energy difference, you can see these energy difference can be easily acquired if the two molecules collide with each other at room temperature. So while these molecules collide with each other at room temperature, they get sufficient energy to overcome this barrier, so that axial tert butyl cyclohexane can easily flip to convert into the equatorial form. However, if you take at a certain time, almost 99.99% of the tert butyl cyclohexane will remain in the equatorial form, because this is much more stable, and rest of them will be in the axial form. Okay, so that's it from this lecture, and I hope that you have understood everything, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me through the comment section. And in the next lecture I am going to oh, by the way, this is the space filling model of the axial tert butyl cyclohexane and equatorial tert butyl cyclohexane. You can see that how this 1,3-diaxyl interaction is so much severe. So these two hydrogen atom are very close to each other. So that's why it is having very high energy. On the other hand, this equatorial form, there is no this types of this kind of 1,3-diaxyl interaction. So that's why it is much more stable compared to that axial form. So in the next lecture, I am going to talk about the di-substituted cyclohexane and cis-trans isomerism. So if you like my lecture, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel Chembiosis, and thanks for watching this video till the end. I will see you very soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.